Human Torch
no,
was
like,
denied a
like...
bank loan. What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about really quick some things you can do to keep your Infiniti from getting stolen, and things that you can do just in case it does. Infinitis, G37s and Q50s and Q60s are getting stolen a lot these days, and it's actually kind of surprising because of the fact that they have these intelligent keys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen an intelligent key for an Infiniti or a Nissan, but this is what they look like. So first things first, if you guys own these cars, don't be cheap, get theft insurance, because they're getting stolen a lot. So that, number one, that's just goes.
A quick question.
Yeah.
Number one, why are they getting stolen a lot?
They're ending up at takeovers a lot. A lot.
Neat.
And also a lot of people are taking them to use to do other mischievous actions. We won't get too much into that, but
Crime.
yeah, crimes. Bottom line is, if you have one and you like it and you don't, and you care if it gets stolen, or maybe you don't, at least just get some theft insurance. That should be a given.
Even if you don't care if it gets stolen, if it does get stolen, at least you'll get paid for it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, the last
You
last
know?
time I didn't have theft insurance was when I couldn't afford it. But if you can afford it, Infiniti, please just get theft insurance, please. So the second thing I'm gonna say is the reason why these cars are getting stolen is because these keys are actually very easy to clone with tech. So they have these. They're kind of like signal amplifiers, and the way, I don't know if you guys know how these keys work, but the way that they work is that when they get close enough to the car, you can unlock and unlock the door, so you don't have to take the key out of your pocket, and then when you get in the car, you can start the car without taking the key out of your pocket, putting it in the ignition. So what happens is the way a lot of these cars are getting stolen is that they're sitting at home with their car in the driveway or nearby, and someone basically has a device that finds the key as a transponder, clones the signal, and then turns the transponder into its own, or turns the device into its own transponder so that they can get in and out of the vehicle using the device itself. So the way that you get around doing that is you get basically a Faraday blocking sleeve. You would take it looks like a little envelope, and you basically just put it in there. It blocks the RFID signal that comes from the key, and then that way at least your signal cannot be cloned. That would be the number one most effective way to do it if you're worried about your car getting stolen. That right there is like 90% of the work.
Another quick way, they were like $60 back in the day. I don't know what they are offhand now.
Yeah, I think they're about the same price still, maybe a little bit cheaper.
Maybe a little bit more
depending on the
expensive,
brand
who
name.
knows?
Yeah.
And if you don't care about the time it takes, it doesn't really take a lot of time to set or put on, but a break-in or a clutch lock.
Yeah.
Now, we're not talking one of those chintzy steering wheel locks. Those don't work. Don't
Yeah.
waste your time with those. But a break-in clutch lock, they go over the pedal, and they basically, you have a bar that comes up.
Yeah, so
that
basically
blocks the pedal from moving.
Exactly. So what you do is you would slip it over the stem of the pedal, and then what it would do is it would press into the ground underneath the pedal, and it would lock the pedal into an up position. So if you had a clutch, as this car is automatic, if you had a clutch, you would lock it into the up position, then you wouldn't be able to shift in any gear, let alone drive the car. But you can do this with an, I said manual, but you can do this with a automatic as well, because if you lock the brake up, then you can't put the car in gear and drive it anyways. The car, yes, can still get towed, but it can't be driven. And that's, you know, one of the big things. So if they are able to clone your keys somehow, or they've cloned it before, at least they can't drive the car.
And those things are actually pretty, like if you buy a good one, they're pretty durable. They have a pretty nice, like, unique lock cylinder for those and some other little things about them.
Yeah, exactly. Those are going to be like the two biggest ways that we would recommend as far as like making your life, like not making your life super inconvenient, because there are other ways to, you know, make your car more secure, but like then you're getting to a point where you're like not really enjoying getting in and out of your car every day, locking this, locking that. So one of the last things that I would recommend is if you have a car that you really care about getting back if it gets stolen, or you maybe you just care about getting the guys who took your car or tracking it down, just get an AirTag. They're like 20 bucks. You can get a 4-pack for like 85 bucks on Amazon, I think. Pair it with your phone and take out the speaker and hide it somewhere in your car. I'm not going to tell you a place to hide it because everyone else should have their own hiding spot. There's a million places you can hide it. Porsche, actually, I don't know if you've seen this, they have strut tower covers that are AirTag holders.
Interesting.
So what you do is you take the strut right over where the front suspension would be, and it looks like this just piece of OEM finish.
Yeah.
But the AirTag pops into there, and then you just pop it over your strut.
Porsche secrets, you're letting them out.
They get the, oh yeah. Well, we don't gatekeep where we keep our, we don't have Porsches, so we don't care. But an important note with the AirTag is,
you know, AirTags are super useful, obviously, for tracking your stuff. However, they can also be used against you and people tracking your stuff.
Yeah.
I know if you have an iPhone, and I checked at the time, there is an Android app for it. I don't know what it's called offhand. You'd have to look it up real quick. But basically, just go into your iPhone settings, and you can have your iPhone constantly looking for unknown AirTags that are following you. So like if you had it in your backpack or something that someone put an AirTag on, and your phone will alert you being like, hey, just so you know, an AirTag's following you.
Yeah, this is important because I don't know if this video was staged or not, but we were talking about this right before we started shooting this video. There was a guy who had an R34 Skyline GTR, and he found an AirTag that was like pinned up under his gas tank when he was getting the car worked on. So clearly he had been somewhere and someone had popped an AirTag on his car because they wanted to find out maybe where he keeps it, maybe so they could take it for themselves later. So get an AirTag, but also make sure no AirTags are following you. And
yeah, well, when you get an AirTag, you at least register it to kind of you and your devices, so like it's not going to call out random ones. It's not going to call like
exactly
yours.
Yeah,
you know, versus if you have one that's not recognized, your phone can at least be searching for it and be like, hey, there's one following you that's not yours.
Yeah, exactly. So get theft insurance, get a Faraday sleeve. We'll post a link. We'll find a Faraday sleeve and I'll post a link for it so you guys can take a look and order that. Get a brake pedal or clutch pedal lock, or two if you really care that much. And get an AirTag. Make sure no AirTags are tracking you. That's basically going to do it as far as keeping your Infiniti from getting stolen and keeping track of it if it does get stolen. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. If it does, I'm sorry. We warned you.
Well, it sucks because, like I said, I saw one recently of a guy who got his G stolen, was used at a takeover. They lit it on fire at the takeover.
These things are getting wrecked.
Yeah,
and it sucks. But at least, hopefully, this video helps you guys and maybe keeps yours from.
Think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So let us know what you guys thought in the video in the comments down below. If you like the video or you have anything else that you want to see G related or anything else, we've got other things too. Let us know in the comments down below as well. And if you like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
We appreciate you guys.
And AirTags.